Hey folks, and for those of you hearing this for the first time, hi, my name's TC. Um, I did have a, um, I did have a full video on the Yukon, um, that was supposed to go live today. But with the ongoing hoo-ha, frankly, the ship doesn't matter. The ship is just the tip of the iceberg, the the visual facsimile. Um, for those of you who are interested, the Yukon is a Tier 7 Monarch. It's a Commonwealth ship. It's supposed to represent Canada for Canada Day. Um, it's got a maple leaf special camo. It's got a super heel. It's got a really snappy rudder. But the stats of the ship and what she can do, what she can't do, what she performs, they're very much secondary to the tail of the Yukon, and how I feel it's tainted, um, and shown a very poor light, um, on everything. I'm owing and ahhing a lot because I've sat and I've recorded this video about 6 times. It's Friday night as I'm speaking as I'm recording this. It'll go live on Tuesday the 6th of July. Um, I sat and I tried to record a normal review of the ship, um, but the reality for me of this ship is that it is not the ship that is. It is not the ship of what it all is. I'm afraid it's the story behind the ship, her creation, and everything like that that doesn't make me feel proud, doesn't make me feel happy, to be looking at this ship. Um, you know, I've been in World of Warships since closed alpha second draft, so it's coming on 6.5 years, I think. I've seen the game change enormously. The days of destroyers being able to sail around outside of spotting range, outside of detectment range, happily blaze away, and the old days of RTS carriers being able to dominate an entire match, in the hands of a skilled player. Smoke firing penalties that will make you laugh. The original Kitakami. Um, the the Who has, you know, the Puerto Rico scandal, the Santa boxes, you know, the carrier rework, submarines, and the one that's closest to my heart, operations and the travesty that they've become. There's a lot of things out there at the minute from a lot of very prominent and well respected World of Warships community members. Um, you know, Potato's got a really good video, Potato Quality. I've watched his video. Femin Emily, someone I followed for a long time, in the World of Warships community. Again, another very, very deep and insightful video. Jingles his comments as well. And I've sat back quietly. Yeah, we've shown her off on stream a couple of times. Um, and I kind of sat back and tried to think of how to phrase certain aspects of this. And, you know, I'm going to link Little White Mouse's review of this because Mouse is, we all agree on one thing phenomenally. Mouse is an absolutely phenomenal asset for the World of Warships community. She puts more hard work into one of her reviews than a lot of other people put into a year's worth of content. She spends countless time and hours in the game. She points out consistent mistakes and gets them corrected. She pushes for, you know, so much good in the game. And we all, as CCs, irrespective of whether you are current or past, all Warships community members have nothing but the utmost respect and the utmost admiration for the depth and detail and work that goes into a Little White Mouse review of a ship. And, you know, as I said at the start, it's not about the ship, this is about just an absolute appalling treatment of someone with such a high regard and so much passion and effort to create such detailed information for the community. I mean, you know, Little White Mouse's review went live on the 25th of June. As I currently stand here, as I currently sit here and look, the thread is 27 pages long. There is 668 comments. Um, and, you know, there is nothing, there is one common denominator throughout all of this. How could they do this to Mouse? You know, how could you let someone down so much? Now, Yukon as a ship, I'm not bothered about. But what I am bothered about is the treatment of Mouse. Her and Chibitsu from the NA server spent 16 plus months, 18 I think, or something like 16 or 18 months working through this with what they believe was in conjunction with wargaming. Just to be dropped on in such an appalling way. To be approached, to be offered them the chance to do something any of us would jump at. To to come up with a Canadian, to put a ship in of the nation, and it's just appalling. Just utterly appalling. I mean, how could you fail in communication so much? And then to turn around to them and say they were never, oh, well, we didn't actually ask you to do this. And, to not give them, I mean, I'll put it out there and I'll be brutally honest. Chibitsu wasn't even given the chance to test and get involved in the Yukon. Something that was right, something that with the amount of effort and time that he put into this was a simple request. Please, can I be involved in the testing and the production of this ship going forward as it goes through testing? A request that, quite honestly, He was completely fair. And yeah, I put my hands up. I got it out of my own back pocket, along with the doubloons to get the maple leaf camo. Why? Because it should have been done in the first place. You know, you know, the actual, the disgusting, I can't be positive in this video. I'm almost ranting. I'm almost doing a video that I don't like doing the type of. But I've held my tongue. You know, I've quietly watched in the background, and I agree with everything that everybody has said. But when it came to light to me that, you know, simple request to please allow somebody who was fundamentally involved from the start of a project had just been cast asunder and will take all, you know, just a little sentence of not more than 30 words or so to say, you know, how would you just like to say thank you? No, that's not enough. All the time put into it, and the simple requests of that, you know, can we get the ship through testing so that they can work, so that Mouse and Shibitsu can work together to gather its performance and, you know, be able to produce everything. Never materialized. And, you know, I'm sorry, guys. It's a shorter video than normal, and it's a little bit of a sad video. But, you know, Yukon is a port queen. For a tier 7, you know, there's nothing outstanding. But, you know, for what for the inception, for the story behind the ship, I feel nothing but ashamed and upset. Ashamed at the way that, you know, a fellow member of the Warships community, you know, has been treated. Upset that it was done in such a way that, you know, has caused so much upset, and just blatantly proven that, you know, there is this huge disconnect between not just wargaming and us as the player base, but wargaming internally as well. You know, people coming forward say it was my project and I'm really sorry and I let you down. Do you know what? Following the timeline, Evan, I've got all the time in the world for. Evan is a phenomenal person. He's a really, really good cookie. You know, he's a great guy. Denies it. Don't know him personally, but I've seen I've seen a few things that he's been involved in, and again, seems like a decent guy. Don't get it, and I'm fairly certain that anybody of any caliber that's been there and been through as much as I've seen him attached to, yeah, to say that to be asked to do what he's done. I mean, of course, we don't know the ins and outs of what goes on inside wargaming. For a better idea, I would recommend Fem and Emily's video. Fem and Emily has a very unique perspective on wargaming. You know, she's been both in my position, your position as players, but also she's been on the other side as well as an employee there. You know, and her video is very well versed. It's very succinct, and it's very clear and simple to understand. There are deep flaws within wargaming, we all admit, and we all do. As a community, we sometimes put up with it as quirks and features. This time, I will leave you with the adage that doesn't matter how many times someone says that's great, well done. One bad thing wipes it all out, and we've had several bad things. You know, Puerto Rico. Oh, you can easily do that as the normal player if you put in nearly 200 or 300 hours into the game. Oh, don't worry, Santa crates. Yeah, there is actually a hidden list. Sorry, it's been there the last few times, but we thought we'd take it out because nobody said anything. Oh, yeah, the Commander Skill rework. Yeah, you were supposed to test that while you were doing your dockyard and while you were doing your snowflake events and while you were enjoying Christmas with your family and while you were doing this and while you were doing that and while you were doing this. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. The straw has broken the camel's back. I'm sorry, but you need a big lessons learned board and you need to stop and think. I think not just for the World of Warships as a community in the game. Think of everything going forward. Clearly, as a multinational company and with offices around the world and community around the world, there are going to be nuances and differences by each region. But one thing that strikes eternal underneath all of it, we just want to be treated like human beings. We just want to be treated with the respect and fairness. The way it's going at the minute, don't see any of that really. Sorry guys, but that's it. As always, it can be anything you want in this World War gaming. How about you be respectful? Thanks guys. Goodbye.